there is no way we can actually deal with the thieves. There's no way. There's no way. And these people do not know that they can actually shatter you in just a second. These animals can access your property, and in so doing, they might spread diseases to your flock. You know, I'm in the village, and I was trying to get to know my neighbors, and one of my neighbors happens to be having a plantation of matoke, and she has some workers around. The problem is she invests in this banana plantation. She buys manure, you know, she pays the gardener who tends to these matoke. And you know, she can see the matoke has fruited, but at the point when she's about to harvest, she will never see any banana. She goes to the banana plantation, and then she finds that the bananas have been stolen. So she was telling me it's a very difficult situation. But when she saw my project and I had fenced off before I even started, she was like, this must be a good idea. I should also fence off my plantation. I was like, yes, that's what exactly I was about to tell you. It's very important to fence off your property, especially if you are doing a business, and this business is actually you aiming to get some money from it, you know. So fencing off your property is not a luxury, it's a necessity, especially in the village, and you are hoping to get money from it. Well, good evening, members. I'm here on the site, and I just want to show you the progress of our work. Thanks to your prayers and your support, we are about to kick off our project. Now, I really appreciate your support, and I want you to know that when you subscribe to our channel, you help us to grow our community. But also, if you like our videos, it takes us, you know, it takes us a step further. So with that, I want you to subscribe to our channel, but also like our videos as a form of support. So as I was saying, this is the outside part of our fence, and we were able to fence it off properly. The reasons why we are fencing off our property and why you should also do that, one is for security reasons. It offers the first layer of defense. It won't stop thieves from, you know, coming to steal entirely, but it gives you time. By the time someone finishes cutting this chain link and maybe jumping over, you know, we put the chain link, the barbed wire, it kind of offers a layer of defense. And maybe if they're doing that and you have a dog inside, or you have any security alerts, by that time you will have been alerted. Maybe you'd be able to save your investment. So it's not a luxury. We fence off our properties, especially if you're doing poultry farming, to provide the very first layer of defense. The other thing is we fence off our properties, especially the poultry farmers and you know, any person who is doing livestock farming, as a form of biosecurity. We all know if you enforce biosecurity very well, you may not suffer from any type of diseases. So the first layer of biosecurity is actually by fencing off, because in this village you will find that you have local chickens around, you have goats, and if you've not fenced off your property, there's a chance that you can actually these animals can access your property, and in so doing they might spread diseases to your flock. So we fence off as the first layer of biosecurity. Biosecurity is important, and if it's well enforced, you may not suffer from any attack from your chickens. Okay, so when we were fencing, we went with the local materials. You know, we went with the local materials, the poles. This is a wooden pole. You know, for the poles, what we did actually was to get the poles. They put this engine oil, used engine oil.
they put the concrete to strengthen these poles, but also they put this polythene still to prevent termites from eating away this pole quite early. Then the other thing we did to this, when we were fencing off, we realized that actually this chain link, when you put it up there, no, it ended somewhere here, and I think it was a bit short. So what we did, we bought barbed wire, and we put three actually here, because it's outside, we put 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are 4 layers of barbed wire. These will also strengthen more security, but also these have been used to make sure this chain link is well attached here, so that here it's less saggy. That's what we did with the chain link. Now out here, you realize that I had planted some flowers and some trees in the traditional setup. These trees are supposed to be some kind of fencing off, but for us, we went a step further and realized it won't be enough. So we put the chain link inside, as you can see. You know, that's my farmhouse over there. So that's the chain link, but we also have these trees. What I'm going to do, they're not so trimmed off and well organized. What I intend to do is to make sure that I actually plant more of these and more fencing trees, so that everything feels so closed up. That's what we intend to do with this, to enforce more security, but also more biosecurity. That's what we intend to do. As you can see, these are all, first of all, they make the place look beautiful, but in the so doing, they're providing extra layer of security to this. You know, that's what we are doing, and I think we are doing a pretty good job. So that was on the outside of our poultry structure. Let's see what's happening inside, or what they did inside. What you're seeing here is the soil. Okay, this is the soil. It's being brought in right now, and what I want to do is that I want to embark on now finishing the farmhouse. I mentioned that I had paused the construction of the farmhouse, and I was focusing on the poultry structure. Reasons, because I ran into trouble with my fundi, but also the other thing, and I'm someone who hates doing things under pressure. So I like to give myself time, plan properly, you know. So the first phase with the farmhouse was completed. Now I want to embark on finishing it, you know, and I want to do it really quick, because I want to attend to that. I want to start the project so quickly, and I can't start that project if I have nowhere to sleep. So that's what I was embarking on. So the fencing, this is the outside. This is the gate. As you come in, you enter here. What I want to do is that, you see, as you enter like this, when you come from the other side and you enter into the farm, this is what I want to do. I may not close here, I may not put a door here, but however, what I'm going to do, as you can see, the chain link is still here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put a gate somewhere here, so that I can separate my farmhouse from the farm. So I'll put a small gate here, so that that area will be really restricted. If you come to visit me as my guest, you will not be allowed to go that side. You will stop somewhere here, somewhere there. You will not proceed to the farm. You will not have access. I just want the farm, the poultry structure, to be like off limit, unless you have been authorized to enter. It's going to be really out of access for so many people, and whoever enters there will do so after being permitted. So the other thing we have to embark on is now landscaping. You know,
I have a lot of plans for this place, and I want to make it as admirable as I can. You know, I want to do some gardening here, you know, I don't know, all sorts of things. I want to have because okay, like there are plants already around, but I want to beautify this place so that it's so beautiful, and you know, so I want to do some landscaping around there. I'm also planning maybe I could put a storage somewhere there, you know, a lot of plans. Or the front of the farmhouse, the side of the back house of the farmhouse, the other side. There's a lot which is supposed to be done here. So I'm going to be pretty busy in the upcoming days, especially when the farmhouse is finished and we start the project. It's going to be a lot of work. So this is the inside of the farmhouse, and this is the boundary, the fencing. Before putting the fence, this lantana camera was providing some layer of the fence, but now it was cut. It was cut in a bad way. I had thought that maybe we could find a way of trimming it off so that it can stay, you know. It can stay, you know, and we just put the fence outside, but I don't know, it was cut so badly. So that means we need to do more work here. We need to, you know, remove all this and dig all over it. There's a lot of work, but also this part of the poultry structure also needs to be, you know, landscaped very well. This place should be so clean so that we do not attract snakes and a lot of rats. I know that things can never miss in a farm, but we have to do what we can. So all this, when it dries up, it will provide firewood. It will be a source of fire. So I'm planning after it has dried up, we put it in a bunch. You know, we can collect it together, it becomes a bunch, and we shall use this for cooking. So you can see I have a lot of work and a lot of trimming to clear up all this entire place. It's quite a lot, and we are going to be so busy in the upcoming days. You can see, you can't even see the fence behind there. We would have left it the way it is, but it's going to attract snakes, and as a person, I really fear snakes. Snakes in the reptile form, but also in the human form. Yeah, there's so many people who are snakes. So I don't want to deal with any of that, whether in a reptile form or human form. I fear snakes. So we need to do the clearing. We need to clear the entire place so that it's so clean and neat. So we have a lot of work to do, and we are going to be so busy once we start working here. Okay, so that's all. Now these are at the back of the poultry house. This is what they do. They put the barbed wire here. So I think this is pretty good, you know. The people are able to, the team was able to do a wonderful job up here. How much did it cost me to fence off the entire poultry structure, or the space we are going to be raising the chickens? I'll tell you the details maybe in the next episode, if you wish so. So that's so far what we have done. The fencing is done, and that's what we did with it. I know last time I showed you just a bit of it. Now I have shown you how much we fenced off. That's the much we have fenced off. I have realized, you know, when we were starting, those beans had just, I don't know, they are very far. Those beans had just been planted. Now they are ready for eating after like a month. Yeah, it just not taken that long. So the beans are ready. Oh, This is pretty interesting. I can't wait to, to shift to the village. It's pretty interesting. Can you imagine? The beans were planted around the same time we started construction. And now we are done, even the beans are ready. Isn't that amazing? That's pretty amazing. So that's the match we are working on semi-chickens. And I want you to subscribe. We're on the road to hitting 550K before the end of the year. And I want you to be part. Let me show you the other side of the fence, the inside. I just showed you the outside. So I was saying, I want to put a garden around here, kitchen garden. There's already a bit of, anyway, most of the things were cut away. So we are only left with this herb, which we use if someone has body odor. It's called omjaja. Someone has a body odor, you just bathe with this. But also it's a great spice for tea. Yeah. So the entire place, there is a lot of work I'm supposed to do. The entire place, I'm supposed to transform it into a wonderful garden. That means some of these avocado trees, they have to go. There are 3 of them. I think I will remain with only 1. The rest have to go because I need to beautify this place. And these stones here, they are going to be very, very important when I'm doing landscaping of this entire place. These ones, I want to turn them into something beautiful. You will see in the subsequent videos how I will transform this entire place. Please take note of how the place is looking now. I'm not saying it's not beautiful, but I want to customize it to my liking, and we'll see how it will come along after that. This is lemon, the small lemons. These are that one, I'm too short. There is one here. These are the smaller size, and I don't know, who doesn't know the importance of lemon in people's lives. I think I'll keep this one. This lemon is going to stay, I have a lot of avocados. I wish there was a way I could transplant them and put them somewhere without really cutting them down. This is a jackfruit tree. It's also still young. I wish there was a way I could, I could remove it. I think this one also will have to stay. Panang. But so there's a lot to be done around this place in terms of transforming it and making it better for the poultry structure. So this is how, that's the other side I showed you. Now this is the inside. It's pretty secure now. So we have done our part. The first line of defense, we have done it. The rest, we shall continue enforcing it as we also pray to God to provide us extra protection. The other day in the comment sections, I think was on Facebook, someone was asking me, how can I, what measures can I use to make sure the gangs do not steal my broiler, my broiler chickens. Actually, there is no, but you can do a few things, fence off, cameras, dogs. You just do your best for sure, because there is no way we can actually deal with the thieves. There's no way. There's no way. And these people do not know that they can actually shatter you in just a minute, in just a second. That's really cruel. This mango, now this is at the back of this is the back of the farmhouse. That over there is the kitchen. So used to chickens. So this is the kitchen, and the other is the living room. I remember I gave you a tour of this house in the previous episodes, so you can actually go and find out. I'll be giving you more tours as this house takes shape. So thank you so much for coming along with me on my farm today. We used to fear these. I was actually told that this is a herb. I don't remember what it does,
but it has.
Oh, I think it's fed on rabbits, you know? Yeah, this herb here. The rabbits love it a lot. Now I've remembered. Yeah, it's growing up here. And in the future, on this farm, of course, I'll be keeping the local chickens as well. And I also keep the rabbits because here it's easier. It's easier to keep rabbits. Backyard animals, it's easy here. So thank you so much for coming along on this day. It's going to rain actually. I better head home so soon. Yeah. Ooh, it's really, the clouds are really are really angry anytime they start crying. So before the rain comes, I better head out of this place. Thank you so much for coming along with me, and I'm going to see you in the next video. But just make sure, please double check if you have subscribed. If you haven't, then hit that subscribe button, but also hit the like button. There's something else I want to remind you. I'm fundraising for drone, yeah, for proper experience. Kindly give out any money you can afford. We want to buy a drone, and it costs around $490 something, but you don't have to do all that. You can just donate $1. My number is on the screen. We need to buy this drone for better experience, you know. We are upping our game. So do that for me, and I will really appreciate. All right, thank you so much. Let me get out of here before it starts raining really bad. Bye-bye.